Fightlands TV are back at the Casa del Froch up in the beautiful outskirts of Nottingham. Lovely day. Carl, the Cobra, how have you been? You saw the match, Benn against Eubank Jr. Epic spectacle. Not the most technically, exquisite of fights, but nonetheless, everyone was entertained. What a great night it was.
Exactly right. It was an entertaining fight. It was edge of your seat stuff, certainly towards the end when Eubank sort of got in front of Benn and just opted to stand still. I was impressed. I thought it was a good performance from both of the guys. Technically, if you want to strip it down, you could really you find a lot of flaws. There's done a lot wrong, especially Benn, wasting a lot of energy on the outside, maybe a lot of nervous energy.
Yeah.
But he's still a novice pro. He's had 20 odd fights, but he's not got an amateur pedigree. So he's learning on the job. And he's in against a decent pro in Eubank Jr, a more experienced man. So it made for a good fight because Eubank was evidently tired from like round 3. I think he got clipped in round 3 and then did well to recover. I think it was a left hook and he looked unsteady on his legs. And I think by round 5 or 6 he realised he can't move and keep out of Benn's way. If he does, he's going to drain more and more energy. So he opted to just stand in close.
They made the ring smaller anyway, didn't they? They tried to make the ring smaller so he couldn't run away.
That's what I did with Groves at the fight at Wembley. Biggest venue, smallest ring. But it stops him from moving. Mike Tyson wants a small ring. Muhammad Ali wants a big ring. You know what I mean? Roy Jones Jr wants a big ring because of the way the style of the fight. So obviously Eubank got it his way and got a smaller ring.
I thought it was Benn that wanted.
Or was it Benn that wanted the smaller ring? Well, that makes sense because they probably thought Eubank, but it didn't matter because Eubank you'd think would be more suited to a bigger ring because of his movement and his height and reach. But he's a better fighter than he's a boxer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can stand and have a fight.
Bit of a brawler, yeah.
And he likes to brawl because technically you've got to be good to be a boxer. And I'm not saying he's not good, but he's not experienced. Never had any amateur pedigree.
Yeah.
Didn't box from when he was a kid. And when you've not got that amateur experience, you kind of don't develop them sort of cognitive skills and basic fundamentals of boxing. So you see what you saw there. You saw was two guys who've got no amateur experience, both learning on the job. I mean, Eubank's 36 now nearly. So he's not going to be learning much more.
No.
But Benn's still kind of learning.
You would have learned a lot from the fight.
Learned loads from the fight, but the fight was technically flawed. But it made for a great spectacle because it was an even match. So a close fight, you can have two people that aren't very good at all. You see some really good white collar fights. Neither of them can fight, but they're both on the same level. And you end up getting a really good scrap.
That's it. And the momentum of the fight swung one way, then swung back, and that's what always keeps the crowds.
I kind of thought that, I thought Eubank was in control all the way through.
Never out of his comfort.
He got clipped with a shot in round 3, and he got clipped with a couple of shots throughout the fight. It ebbed and flowed a little bit, but for me, Eubank was in control. But he's got that height and reach, he's got all that experience, and as soon as he went close to Benn, I thought, right, this can go one of two ways. You're going to walk into another shot, and you're going to get knocked out, or you're going to just stay in survival mode, but just keep throwing them arm punches. Because that's what he was doing, Eubank Jr. He was throwing arm punches, just tip, tap, 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 keep punching away, keep working away, catch the judge's eye, score the points, win the round. And that's what he does. And it was quite a close fight, but the right man won. And it was entertaining because he did get clipped back with some shots, but he was bouncing Benn's head all over the place at the end of round 11 and in round 12. Really catching the judge's eyes.
Could have finished him there, couldn't he?
And people say it's a bit wide and the scorecard was silly, but we're just happy to get the right result.
Yeah, exactly.
And as in the right winner, whoever won the fight, who should deserve to have the handheld, whether it's 120, 108 or 116, 112. You're just glad that the right guy gets his handheld. If Benn would have won that, I think there'd have been a lot of people saying, hang on a minute, this is a bit silly.
Questionable.
So the right man won. It was a good fight. Great for television. Great advert for boxing. 60,000 at...
67,000.
67.
Not 80.
Not 80,
not
is
80, is it? No. Well, maybe if the rematch does happen, it could be at Wembley Stadium.
I'm not sure the rematch is as big.
Yeah, that's what you say.
I don't think the rematch is as big. The first fight was great. We've seen it now. We know what's going to happen. Benn's not big enough to be at Super Middle. I mean, Benn fought his heart out. Had a right go. But luckily for him, Eubank was dead on the scales. Like doing that £10 rehydration clause I thought was out of order, but he signed up to it. But it made it a closer fight. It made it a more of a fair battle.
That's it,
As unfair as it is somebody draining the weight off and getting in the ring kind of already half cooked. He's a 147 fighter, Ben. He's a world
He'll go back down to 147 now, won't he?
I think he should. Go down, 28, 29 years old, have a couple more fights, get back into the rhythm. Now, hopefully he's won the British public over because they've all turned on him over the drug testing issues. and lack of sort of a viable explanation or reasoning why what happened. But I've put it past me. I'm not asked about even discussing it anymore.
Kind of had a 2-year suspension without it ever being really announced, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he served his.
And both, I was there.
Both
fighters got booed, but they both had their own levels of support. It's probably about 50-50 in the stadium.
Yeah, I think it was.
So,
The crowd are fickle though. British fans are fickle.
Yeah,
they're behind you 1 minute and they build you up and they bring you down. Remember David Beckham? He got built up, and then he fouled, didn't he, at the World Cup.
He got sent off against
everyone
Argentina.
hated him.
Yeah, there were effigies of him hanging in the streets, weren't they? And then he went from that to being
turned it back around, becoming a national hero. Now he's a treasure.
That's it. Yeah,
That's how we are in Britain. In America, they get behind you from the start and they celebrate your success. But in Britain, we don't tend to do it.
No,
so Conor Benn has been absolutely ridiculed, pulled down, and written off. Now, hopefully, he's showed his gutsy performance on Saturday night.
Yeah.
He lost a fair decision, but he tried really well. Did himself proud, did his team proud, and he can come again. It's absolutely devastated, isn't it?
Yeah, he looked
Just
heartbroken
gutted.
in the ring.
I don't think I've ever been that gutted losing a fight.
No,
I lost to Mikel Kessler, was my first loss over in Denmark. It was a close fight, like that one was. A fight that maybe could have gone either way, but I'm fighting a Danish kid in Denmark, and I didn't get the decision. I was gutted. I lost my WBC World Title fight, but.
Maybe deep down you knew you were always going to be able to avenge it, though. Do you think?
Yeah, possibly. I was in that tournament actually. So that's a good point. I was in the Super 6, so I knew in my very next fight I was going to fight Arthur Abraham and then get a chance to fight for the world title again. So maybe that. But I just thought I lost to the better man on the night. I was knackered at the weight. I gave it my best. I didn't let myself down. And as long as I don't let myself down like I did in the amateurs a couple of times, like it's just certain Olympic qualifiers I underperformed. I missed out on the Sydney Olympics because I lost a qualifying and I just thought I didn't quite go for it in that last round. But they're all learning curves. They're the learning curves that learning fights that Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. has not had. I had over 100 amateur fights.
Really,
So you get in the ring and you're fighting, exchanging leather. You get beat, some you win some, you lose some. You learn something about yourself, you grow mentally, physically you develop as a fighter. And when you've missed that whole apprentice, it's difficult. So these two boys have done really well to fill the stadium, 67,000.
67,000 they said.
Earn a load of money, 7 million, 10 million, whatever the rumours are.
Yeah.
And just living the dream, aren't they, off the father's name? Because they're both not done much, have
Was
they?
the biggest point of the night actually Chris Eubank Sr., the door going back on the car and his big smiling face there?
Possibly.
The roar in the stadium was huge when that happened.
Absolutely, I enjoyed seeing him there when that opened, but it was all a ploy, wasn't it? It was all built up nicely.
Maybe it was.
Everything that he was saying about the weight and the infringement of the rules and it's wrong, the fight shouldn't happen. Was that all a load of nonsense, or was that part of the game?
Smoke screen to just.
He did say after, actually, I still believe the fight shouldn't have been at that weight, and I still think it was wrong. But I was always going to come to the fight. So it was a bit of game playing, wasn't it, and a bit of truth behind it. But I like Chris Eubank Jr. Senior. I like Junior as well, but I like Senior. He's a character.
Proper character.
And he was a great fighter. He had real good finesse in that ring, and he speaks well now. He's got his own YouTube channel as well, which I enjoy. I just like listening to him. He's quite a fascinating character. And you have to give him his credit for that. And he's had it hard as well. He's been through bankruptcy. And when he talks about Sebastian, his son that he lost, and I mean, it's heartbreaking what he's actually been through. And you just like, your heart goes out to him. He's had it tough. And he's a nice guy.
Yeah,
and he's another British treasure. I mean, the 1990 when him and Benn fought,
legendary.
Everyone was watching it. And the rematch 2 or 3 years later was a draw. And it's like, you can't really take that away from him, what he's done. It's crossed over and he's a household name, a bit like Frank Bruno name-wise. He's just big and boxing. He's been great for boxing and he's still relevant.
Yeah, it's true. Iconic, really iconic. What do you expect from Chris Eubank Jr. now? Do you think he's going to go away, just take stock and then wait for the offer of the rematch to see how much they're going to potentially pay him for that? Because it wouldn't be this summer, would it, really? If it's going to be another stadium fight, there's not enough time, so it'd have to be next summer. Although there have been rumours about September, but... I'd
be surprised if Conor Benn wants that fight. His trainer Tony Sims knows better than to put him back in there with him. I don't think it would be a 160 with a £10 weight rehydration. Maybe it might be a 160, but there won't be a £10 rehydration clause in the rematch. Eubank holds all the cards now.
Yeah.
And Conor Benn's not a super middleweight. So if you're looking after Conor Benn and not the bank account of somebody else, then you're not taking that fight.
No, there's other options out there, aren't there?
He's not big enough. Well, if he's serious about professional boxing now, he can build a career now. Based on that, he's got money in the bank. He's got his profile up. I think, and I'm hoping that the British fans have accepted that the position he's in now with the drugs testing issue is now going to be put behind him. I've tried my best to just not talk about it. I did an interview with him on DAZN and just didn't mention it because it's pointless. One, he can't speak about it for legal reasons. Two, we never see this 270-page dossier. He never gives us an explanation about how clomiphene actually got in his system, whether it was, you know what I mean? I don't want to go too into it again, because then this will all get picked up.
It's been spoken about time and again, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's all old news and all boring now for me. And there's many fighters before Conor Benn that have failed drugs tests that have gone on to win world titles and become massive names and become Hall of Famers. They've failed drugs tests and they've gone on to become legends.
In the Hall of Fame.
So just leave Conor Benn alone now. He's done his 2 years, he's paid his money out, and now he's just been in a fight where you know the guy's serious about boxing. So he deserves his respect, deserves his credit. Now shut the fuck up about this drug test and let him get on with his career.
Let it go now,
please.
Another L for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. It's been a bit of a bad one for them, but they can bounce back. But are they in danger of being slightly marginalised by Turkey El Sheikh, or do you think they're still a big part of the fold in general of boxing?
Well, he's got a big team in America, Matchroom. Eddie Hearn works really hard, he's a grafter, and boxing goes through peaks and troughs. It's who you assign to. I mean, his biggest nemesis, I suppose, is Frank Warren.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I was going to call him then. So Frank Warren. Frank Warren is obviously absolutely smashing it, and fair play to him. He's been around the sport for years, and he's a very shrewd businessman.
Very much
and he's got most of the top fighters now. He's signed most of them up, and these people are going over to him. I think Lee Wood, who's fighting next week, he's signed with Frank Warren. And he's on DAZN now. He's got a good relationship with the Saudis. And yeah, I mean, boxing's the ultimate winner. I mean, I'm not interested in whether Eddie Hearn's down or if he's lost another fight. Yeah, he's having a bad run, but if he's
you're right though.
Is he bothered? He's got a business called Matchroom Sport that's got darts, snooker, boxing, and other interest. I'm sure it's worth close to £1 billion, so I'm sure he's not going to be crying his eyes out.
No chance.
But he is a man with a big ego. And he does want to do well. He's a man who's driven and who likes success. Yeah. So it will dent him a little bit. It will dent his confidence and it will hurt his ego a little bit. But I'm sure he's not really that.
He'll bounce back, won't he?
Yeah, I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Don, Eddie Hearn.
He's not running the show in boxing anymore. He's not the main guy. And he was for a while. Eddie Hearn was the main guy.
Yeah, true.
And now he's not.
He needs Anthony Joshua to kind of come back with a big performance, maybe.
He needs a miracle if he needs AJ to come back. Because AJ can't fight anybody except for a finish past his best.
Deontay Wilder?
No, forget Deontay Wilder.
Okay.
That's not a fight I want to see. It's going to be Tyson Fury if he decides to come out of retirement. That's the only fight that makes any sense for AJ. If he fights Dubois, he's going to get fucking obliterated again. He'll get bombed out again. He'll get splattered. Yeah. Don't forget, look how bad that first fight was. He already had no confidence going into that. Then that happens. And now, that was his last fight as well.
Yeah, that was his last fight, wasn't it? Billy Joe Saunders says that if he was to come out of retirement, he'd like a warm-up fight against Chris Eubank Jr. You see Billy Joe?
Putting himself in the mix, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see him out there and about, and he looks a bit like he might have dropped a bit of weight off. Don't know if he's in...
Does he drop weight? Well, he's talking about fighting Chris Eubank Jr. Fuck knows I was going to do 160.
Yeah, maybe not a 160. It'd have to be like 168 or something, wouldn't it?
I don't think Billy Joe's got any intentions of fighting. If he did, I don't think he could make super middleweight.
No, you don't think so.
You seen the size of him having a go at that what's the guy's name who manages? Napa, yeah, he advises. He's working with Eubank Jr.
He was blocking him off from getting in the changing room to see the hands get wrapped, wasn't he?
Yeah, fair play to Napa. Stood his ground.
Yeah.
Told Billy Joe, you're not coming in here, and he's looking after Eubank Jr. Yeah. And all Billy Joe was going to do was go in and cause a nuisance.
That's exactly it.
And he's like Conor Benn thinking he's being clever, getting Billy Joe to someone who's beat him in the past years ago. To go in and say, you're not wrapping your hands right, you're stacking, you can't put tape there, and they'd be talking to him saying you're in trouble tonight, or you're dead at the weight.
You feel his head,
I mean it happens in the game. So Eubank Jr. said he's not coming in my changing rooms. Don't let him in. And Napa, fair play to him, stood his ground. And Billy Joe, I thought, made himself look a little bit stupid.
Did a bit,
but he's not bothered, is he? He is what he is.
He's made himself look stupider in the past, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. He's done some dodgy things.
Yeah, slightly, yeah.
But no, he tried to get in there. He was probably, even if he knows he can't get in, if I can cause some chaos outside the changing room.
Because Eubank Jr. would probably be listening from the inside, wouldn't he? Unless he's got his headphones on.
So I don't like that.
No.
Bit out of order, but I get it. I understand it.
What about Harlem Eubank against Conor Benn? Continue the family feud.
Harlem Eubank's a lighter. What is he? Is he a light middleweight? Super welterweight.
Definitely lighter than.
And he's a good fighter, unbeaten. And Chris Eubank Sr. was talking about Harlem fighting Conor Benn a few years ago, but no one's really interested in the nephew fighting. You know, we've had the fight now.
That's true.
I think the Benn Eubank scenario or saga, whatever you want to call it. It's over now. It's finished.
Yeah, yeah.
The bigger man beat the littler man in a close fight. The right man won. Eubank was about dead at the weight, but still got the job done against a young, hungry.
The thing is that they'll still sell tickets, won't they? Easily. If they put the tickets on sale now, they'd sell another 70,000 just off the back of that first
I think
fight.
you'd be surprised because the people that are the interest around seeing it for the first time and the element of the unknown. Now everybody knows what's going to happen.
I guess the difference is with you and Groves, like the first fight had a controversial ending. You know,
if that was a split decision draw, you've got an instant rematch. If Conor Benn would have got the decision, Eubank could have come back and said, listen, I'll fight you again, but I'm not doing a £10 rehydration clause. But now, because it was a conclusive win, I know no one's arguing about the win except for Team Eubank. I mean, Tony Bellew, he made himself look stupid at talking about that Conor Benn won easy. It was because I don't know why he does stuff like that. I know he's loyal to the core, but there's biasness going out of control.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Nobody was saying that was a robbery.
No. I didn't actually hear Tony Bellew say that, but yeah, it's hard to see where he's coming from on that one. Really.
Well, you know exactly where he's coming from. He's friends with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, fair point.
He just wants to stand by his boy because he's loyal to a fault. I mean, I love Tony Bellew. He's great. Tony Bellew's such a top guy, great pundit analyst. He knows boxing inside out, and he always comes on my channel as well. And we've done rounds and rounds of sparring, so we've got this profound respect for each other.
Yeah,
we're mates, we're colleagues, we're punch lumps out of each other partners at times.
Yeah. Daniel Dubois, Alexander Usyk, undisputed. It's been confirmed now for July 19th at Wembley Stadium. Can Dubois shock the world? Can he do what he couldn't do last time? You know, he gave it a good go when they fought in, Germany, the first match, wasn't it? And he'll come on leaps and bounds since then, as we saw against Anthony Joshua. So you've got to give him a chance, better chance than last time.
Can he shock the world in a word? Yes, he can, because Usyk's 30, is he 38?
38, I think, yeah.
So I've been 38, it was 9 years ago, but I know how it feels. I retired at 36, I was nearly 37. I was a month away from my 37th birthday when I chinned Groves at Wembley in front of 80,000 fans and went on to become an International Boxing Hall of Famer. You know, that was 11 years ago. And it was hard for me, and I did the weight easy, really. I say easy because I'm not lying around in spacesuits trying to take weight off. I'm actually eating all week, and I'm doing it properly, professionally, like most of all of Famers, world champs. They do it correct. Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather. They don't struggle at weight. They get down to the weight. They do it properly. They get in the ring on point. And it's not easy, but it's not traumatic like some of these guys make it.
No.
You know what I mean? And I just think that Usyk, at 38 years old, although he's not got the issue with weight because it's heavyweight, you can weigh what you want.
True.
He's still got a mind that's slowing down. He's still got reflexes that are diminishing. He's still got old joints and old bones.
Yeah,
he's got
Tyson Fury fights.
Hundreds of fights in the amateurs.
Yeah, taking it out of him.
And Dubois young and fresh. And they had the first fight was quite close when Dubois was unsure of himself.
Yeah.
And Dubois gone and flattened AJ. Had a couple of fights with Gerald Miller. He's looked good against Hrgovic. You've got to say that Dubois now is a different machine.
Self-confidence will be...
And time waits for no man, as the saying goes. I just think that this is a fight that it's exciting. It's a good fight. You've got to make Usyk the favourite, but it's a fight that Daniel Dubois can definitely win.
Yeah,
I don't think Usyk should keep fighting. I said, remember last fight with Tyson. I said once he beat Tyson, retire. That's it. You're done. He made fucking 100 million.
What are you saying? 60-40 in favour of Usyk? A bit more? 70?
I don't know. If I was going to put a percentage on it, I'd probably say it's quite close to even. So I'd probably give Usyk the edge, a 55% winner, because if he gets clipped, body or head, and Daniel Dubois is going to throw them shots,
and he's going
to get close to him.
Yeah.
But Usyk's got that superior boxing skills and that jab and that slick movement.
Yeah.
But can he do that now for 12 rounds at 38 years old? Probably not. So he's going to have to opt to stay in the pocket, stay in range a little bit more. So it's a really, really interesting fight.
What round was the first one stopped in? Can you remember?
I think it was 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
And it was like off a jab, and Dubois kind of off gave up, and he got a bit of stick for it. But he'd exhausted himself. He landed that good body shot, stroke, low blow.
Low blow decision.
And it was like, I don't know, then he let himself down a bit by staying down. He should have got up and took a few more licks. Because by staying down and getting up on 9, people look at that and go, fucking get up, you son of a bitch.
He spewed it, as Tony Bellew would say.
Yeah, I know, and I don't really like saying somebody bottled it.
No.
I mean, there's a fine line between getting up on 8 and getting up on 9, but there's also a decision you make in your head as to whether or not you want to continue fighting. As soon as your arse hits that canvas, you say to yourself, okay, now I didn't see that coming. This guy's too good for me. I don't fancy it.
Yeah.
Or your horse hits the canvas and you think, cheeky fucker, I'm going to get you back, you prick. And that's exactly what I thought when I got knocked down by George Groves in round 1. I was never going to stay down. I'm telling the referee I want to fight. Come on, let me go, let's go. I'm all right, I'm all over the shop. I'm okay, I'm all right. Forget that. There's an earthquake. It's not my leg.
Good actor.
Same with Jermaine Taylor. I was on the floor looking, thinking, I'll take me 8 seconds because you've done me there, you prick. It took me 8 seconds. I stood up and I thought, right, let's go. It's time. It's you or me. Let's finish it. And the bell sort of came in at the right time after I took about 3 or 4 more smacks, and then I just got my composure and got on with the job. But not everyone's built the same.
Right.
Some people don't fancy it when it comes on top, and Daniel Dubois showed that element of sort of, I don't want to say maybe was a bit naive, but just that negativity and that lack of self-belief. But now I think he's got rid of that.
Yeah, I think
he's been through that and he's experienced it, and now he's like, right, I'm here now, I'm world champ. I've made the money. I flattened AJ in style. The crowd are behind me.
He's had a kind of war with Jarrell Miller that he came through as well. So yeah, you're right.
Oh God, I think it's a great fight. I feel bad for Usyk if something goes wrong. Because Usyk is the far superior athlete, the far more skilled, talented fighter, Olympic champion, undisputed cruiserweight champ, fucking done everyone at heavyweight. For him to live on to 38, 39 in the ring and then get beat by someone like Dubois, who's a good fighter and is still developing and who can get even better. I mean, he's a world champ. I'd say he's a good fighter, he's a great fighter. But
it'd be a kind of sad end to Usyk's legacy.
It'd be a terrible end to his legacy. And for what? For a bit more, for some graveyard money. Because he's taking it to his grave.
He's getting big money for this though, isn't he?
Yeah, but I don't think Usyk's a man. He's a man of God. I don't think he makes money as king. So hopefully he's fighting for the right reasons.
Yeah, hopefully. And, should be a great fight though. Everyone will be there.
Is it definitely happening? May?
Yeah, being officially announced.
Is it May or June?
July.
July, is it?
Yeah, July.
Of course, it's only May, is it? What am I talking about? We're in April now, is it?
Quite a way away.
Where's the year gone? So July what?
July, I've got it here. July 19th, yeah. Officially.
July 19th. Usyk Dubois.
Massive.
That's a good fight. Wembley Stadium.
Wembley Stadium, yeah. Should be huge.
80,000?
Maybe more. No chance.
Never more. They always say it's more, it never is. Who's counting?
They should count the people through the door rather than tickets.
How many people paid for the tickets? That's what I want to know.
Well, we'll see if we can get that info out nearer the time. But speaking of huge and massive, did you see Eddie Hall?
Yes,
I did. Janowski, 27 seconds.
You know what? Fair play to Eddie Hall. Big lump.
That was only his second MMA fight, I think.
Got some fire, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Gets stuck in, pounds away with a hammer fist. Get that down,
Mental. Mate, Janowski's had, what, 20, loads more fights.
I'm impressed. Yeah. It's just like really good. Like to go from being what he is, which is the strongman champ. Yeah. Which you need a bit of endurance for strongman. You need that heart lungs, but you need that size and weight.
World deadlift record holder.
Of course. Is it? Hang on. Oh, is it deadlift holding champ?
Yeah, I think he got what 600, 500, 550.
It was probably over half a ton.
Deadlift. It was massive, whatever it was. I think no one's
ever
deadlifted more than that. So
I thought 180 was heavy.
Yeah.
When I broke my back clean in half.
Well, that's kg. He was doing that was pounds. What he was doing.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I don't think he was doing 500 kg.
Yeah, but the deadlifting, they've done half a ton, haven't they? In the deadlifting.
Have they?
The world powerlifting champions half a ton deadlift. I'm looking it up, mate, half a ton. So I remember looking, going 500 kilograms off the ground.
That's insane.
And they drop the weight down and faint, don't they? Because that exhausted.
The blood all rushes down. Mental. What else is going on? Lee Wood back in action.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Nottingham's own.
Against Kakachi in Nottingham, on the zone. Hopefully I'll be there. Well, I will be there, but hopefully I'll be working the broadcast. If I'm not, I'm not ready to be forced because I've obviously got Froch on fighting the best channel in the business.
Alongside Fight Lens and Sporting Talk. The triple threat.
But yeah, I'll be there certainly. Lee Wood's the sheriff of Nottingham. He's keeping the boxing dream alive in this city. So yeah,
it's good to see him back in action because it's been a year and a half.
He should have got the fight with Frampton. Should have been at the City Ground. Eddie Hearn couldn't do it for him.
There was a bit of a
didn't happen. And he's now signed with Frank Warren. So it looks like Frank Warren's pulled a little fight out the bag for him. Kakachi, good fighter.
Always fighting, isn't he? He seems to be fighting every few months, Kakachi.
Active. So it's a tough fight for Wood.
The Apache is his nickname. Bit of rhyme.
Really? The Apache, I love it.
Belfast Apache.
You can't write Lee Wood off, but it's tough. No. It's going to be a tough fight. It will
be tough, yeah. And on the undercard, another Nottingham fighter, Ezra the Cannon Taylor. You know anything about Ezra?
I don't know a great deal, but he's certainly tipped to do good things.
Yeah, fighting Troy Jones, so you'll see that'll be good on the undercard there. Any word about the undercards on the weekends? We saw Anthony Yard and, what's his name? Run it back for the third time, wasn't it?
Yeah, he fought in He's fought him twice, three times
Twice,
already.
yeah.
Lyndon Arthur.
Lyndon Arthur, thank you, from the floor. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was that the third fight?
Third fight, yeah. Because Lyndon Arthur won the first, Anthony Yard won the second, and now he's won the third of the trilogy. So
Close fight. I feel like Lyndon Arthur didn't work hard enough. He was in there. He was picking his shots nicely, though.
it wasn't bad, was it? But that's,
And Yard was like, again, more work rate, fast hands, tip tap,
yeah.
landing shots. But both good fighters. And I like watching Yard as well. It's quite stylistically nice, pleasing to the eye.
We were with George Groves, your mate, last week, and we asked him how he thought the Carl Froch against Joe Calzaghe fight would have gone. And he said, I don't know if this was tongue-in-cheek, he said he would have smashed you, but he might be just winding you up a bit there.
You can say that somebody would beat me, because I'm not unbeaten. The only guy I've not beaten, actually, in my whole career is Andre Ward, who's never been beat. I did lose to Kessler in a close fight that could have gone either way and got him in the rematch. So there's only one guy that's beaten me, and that was on points. Two of the judges were 115, 113. So he beat me by 1 round.
Very close.
Against a guy who's an Olympic gold medalist, never lost a fight since he was 12, retired undefeated, first ballot Hall of Famer, I'm sure. So to say that Calzaghe would have smashed me after Calzaghe got smashed by Robin Reed, got flattened by Cabaret Salim, give Mario Vita a rematch, but didn't rematch Robin Reed. And Mario Vita, I mean, fucking useless. He beat a guy called Tucker Podwell, the guy from America who was on the
Sounds like a mate.
was it the what's the show in America they do, which is pretty watchable, where they take fighters and they put them on.
Oh, like the head-to-head.
It's not a celebrity channel. I forgot what it was called, but
I don't know, we'll have to put it in the
this guy couldn't even fight, and he fought him. But I'm not giving Calzaghe stick. Calzaghe is a great fighter, unbeaten in his pro career. He's in a couple of tight fights, but most people are. Floyd Mayweather had a couple of close fights, and he got the nod. But he wouldn't have smashed me, would he?
No, I don't
the
think
Cobra don't get smashed.
Might have got you.
Calzaghe might have given me a really tough fight and a real hard night's work,
Yeah.
but he might have ended up getting smashed himself and walking onto one. Because a 42-year-old Roy Jones Jr. nearly did it to him. I thought Bernard Hopkins smashed him and didn't get the decision. And like I said earlier, Robin Reed punched his skull in for 12 rounds, and Calzaghe showed how tough he was, and he won a split decision and never rematched him. But let's not rip the arse out of Joe Calzaghe, because I've got no against him, and he's a top fighter.
Is there a chance we could ever see the fight?
No, because he won't fight me, because Turki Al Sheikh offered him millions of pounds to fight me now, and he turned it down.
That's right.
Because he knows the script, the Cobra's in shape.
Yeah, I wonder if he's still in the gym day in, day out.
I'm not sure he is. He's quieting down. He's 50 as well.
Yeah.
Listen, Calzaghe, great champion, top fighter, nothing but respect.
True.
But the Cobra don't get smashed by anybody.
No.
Let's make it right.
I think.
Grovesy boy. There's only one person getting fucking smashed. That's George Groves. In front of 80,000 at Wembley Stadium.
We also asked him what would have happened if he had beaten you in that rematch. And he said he would have gone on to fight Andre Ward, he reckoned, and maybe Kessler. And he reckoned he could have unpicked the lock of Andre Ward, because Ward wouldn't have been able to get past his jab.
Really?
So yeah, that's
fucking. He's always been a dreamer, hasn't he, Groves? And he's still dreaming. It's good to be a dreamer, though. It's better to live in that, like, what does it say? Ignorance is bliss. Just live in that world in your own head, because then you can go through life happy.
Fair point. Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen 2 coming up as well.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be great.
I was on with Big John Bosch last night, playing a bit of poker on Coin Poker.
Yeah, that's
the best poker site in the business.
Yeah.
And it was a good chatting to him. And he's out is he in Fuerteventura?
Yeah, Fuerteventura, that's
training out there. Yeah. And he's in good shape. Sparring's going well. And I'm looking forward to his
He's learned from his mistakes from the first fight in terms of, the build up, and he was doing a lot of promotional stuff that he reckoned he didn't need to do. Now he's living clean, no distractions, no phone, no social media. So.
Was it a draw, that first one?
No, he got the win. He got the win, but controversially, because a lot of people thought Dave Allen should have.
Close fight. He got dropped, didn't he? He clawed his way back. Got the win. Fair play to him. Now he needs to make sure.
Yeah.
But his levels in boxing. Dave Allen's a good little fighter. He's got experience.
He's been saying similar things. He didn't take it that seriously the first fight. This time he's coming in with no stone unturned.
Great little domestic dust.
It is, yeah.
When's that?
At the Copper Bosch. That is May 17th.
Copper Bosch or Copper Box?
The Copper Bosch.
I know what you did there.
Yeah, the Copper
May
Bosch.
17th.
Yeah. So what's that? Only 3 weeks away.
Yeah, I might be in the country, so I might go down to that one, because that is a fight I'm looking forward to. And I would say that Fisher probably get the job done.
Yeah.
But Dave Allen, don't write him off. He's not old, but he's got experience, and he's
very wily old.
He's been in there with a lot of people that's got a good pedigree.
Yeah.
And if he takes it seriously, he could cause a
kind of 50-50 fight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Against Jarrell Miller, the multiple drug test failing Jarrell Miller. When's that? June 7th, so we've got a while for that. Maybe we'll talk about that next month.
Big baby Miller.
Big baby, yeah. He was angry. You see in the press conference, he thought that Fabio Wardley had made a diss track about him, saying this and that, big baby killer. He's saying, no, say that to my face. You'll never say that to my face. Where I'm from, that's a death threat. That's a murder.
He's a good talker, baby Miller.
He is, yeah.
I liked it when he was building up for the AJ fight before he popped for Peds.
Yeah.
But now he's back. I mean, that's a tough fight, that is.
Yeah,
It's a tough fight.
And we got Ryan Garcia against Rolly Romero. Any excitement for that?
Yeah, I love watching Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, massive favourite for it though. Should get the job done.
I love a guy that's failed a drugs test that nobody really talks about, but I've just mentioned it. But I like Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
I think he was a part of a, I don't know, he said it was a bit of a setup. He was talking outside the box, wasn't he, for a bit?
He was, yeah.
And then all of a sudden he fails a drug test and then now he's back in line. So
Yeah.
I don't want to go too conspiratorial. We don't do that, do we, very often?
Deflection tactics, or do you think they were trying to just shut him down?
I don't know, potentially. I mean, it's crazy. I've stopped trying to work out what actually happens in the real world.
It's
And
hard,
just stick to my own world and just live my life most healthy, clean, prosperous.
Ducking all the smoke and mirrors of the boxing pro
Yeah,
game
just
now.
keep my head to the ground and just concentrate and focus on what I'm doing and just keep looking forward, don't look backwards.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Devin Haney's fighting on the same night against Jose Carlos Ramirez, which is all really leading towards a rematch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Garcia and Devin Haney. Because there's a lot of bad blood there, a lot of hatred really. I think he's very angry about what happened in that first fight. Rightfully so.
Yeah, if Garcia does the job, which he probably will, and then Devin Haney comes through, that's a great fight. Don't know what weight it's going to be made at, but
What was the first fight then? Another catchweight fight, was it?
yeah, I think, was it down at Haney's? I think, yeah, it might have been a catch fight. I don't know, my memory serves me
Yeah, same. I can't remember.
a bit off, but
Put it in the comments.
that fight was, it was almost like a whitewash, wasn't it? It was like and you don't expect that with Haney, because Haney's got fast hands, very skillful, beating everybody like in style, but he's in against a puncher who's got rapidly fast hands.
Yeah.
But just naturally bigger in there. So it'd be interesting to see what the weight's made at. But this is a fight that's got to happen, especially after failing his drug test after that win.
Yeah.
Did the fight get overturned? Is it off his record?
Yeah, off his records. Yeah.
Never known the likes of that.
No, as far as I know anyway.
Yeah, that's a fight I want to watch. That's a rematch that I will be looking forward to. What date's that one again?
That's not made
Not been
yet.
announced,
It'll
but
be September, October, I think.
Right, okay.
So it's still a while. If they both get through this fight, then they'll make it officially after that. Jake Paul apparently dismissed a question asked at him the other week if the both of you would fight. Is that fight dead in the water? Have you heard anything from Jake?
Jake Paul cannot bring himself to mentioning my name anymore, answering any questions, because he knows the more he talks about me, and don't forget he started talking about me. I can't be asked to get gloved up and go back in the ring against anybody. But I'll happily step in and knock his teeth down the back of his throat just for the sake of boxing.
That's what we want.
But he now doesn't mention me because he knows when I respond back, it all goes against him, and everyone just says, you've got no chance against Froch. Even 10 years retired, he'd absolutely ham you. So he knows, and he knows I happily fight him.
He knows in his heart.
So he's thinking, what can I do? I'll just shut Froch down. Let's pretend I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
So Jake Paul's a little bitch, man. He's not going to fight anybody. He fought Mike Tyson. What a disgrace.
Yeah.
And now he's fighting Chavez Jr.
Yeah.
Who's fucking long finished and done. He proves nothing. It's like a waste of time.
He's still trying to call out Canelo, which is ridiculous as well.
He is what he is. He's a money machine, money-making machine. But like I've said, and like I've pointed out to him on social media, you will never, ever have the respect of the boxing community.
No, that's what he craves, isn't it?
Yeah, and he'll never get it. He'll never get it. One, because he can't fight. And two, because he won't fight anybody. And three, when he does try and fight, he looks fucking crap. Like, who would watch that shot? All his little demographic that watch it. I can't think of anything more boring than sitting up and watching a Jake Paul fight. He's fucking useless. He's crap.
Waste of time.
He's so fucking bad. If he was fighting there, what's to say? I'd shut the curtain.
Close the shirt.
You wouldn't watch it, would you?
Yeah. Who said that? That was a Man United manager, wasn't it? Or was it Liverpool manager back in the day? Oh, yeah.
It's a good one anyway.
Good quote, yeah. What's going on for the Cobra for the summer? You just came back from, where were you? Out in Spain? Or?
Where was I? Yeah, I was in Spain for a couple of weeks.
Spain, I thought so, yeah.
I'll probably be out in Dubai, not in the summer, but I'll be out in Dubai early next year. I've just I've got a few moves and shakes going off in Dubai.
Okay.
No pun with the shake. But yeah, it's all kicking off in Dubai for people who have got the wealth enough to do what they want, invest, and go where they want,
buy property,
but not live in this country that for me is going rapidly down the pan under the Keir Starmer regime. So this country, unfortunately, is letting me down. It's not a cheap country to live in when you're successful. They try to pull you down.
Taxing
There's lots
thousands,
of It's very expensive to live in this country when you're successful.
Truly, you don't have to pay any tax in Dubai if you live there. 0% tax.
Zero.
Get me out there.
I think there's a 7% corporation tax if your business is registered in Dubai. But I've got a very big property portfolio in England, registered here. I've got properties in my. I don't want to go into it too much. But I'm in a very good position, and I'll always be a taxpayer of this country.
Yeah.
A very high rate.
You're patriotic, you know that.
Not. Listen, mate. If I could get away with it, I'd be gone. Okay. If I didn't have to pay tax, I wouldn't pay fucking tax. Yeah. Because every time I've needed an operation, I've needed 5. Yeah. I've gone private and paid for them. 10 grand for my hand, 10 grand for my knee, 8 grand for this, 12 grand for my nose. Adds up. Every time my kids go to school every day, it costs me money. So school, healthcare, but you still get a massive tax bill. Yeah. And that tax gets wasted on everything that's going wrong with this country. And I won't go into it too much, but everybody knows why this country's fucked.
The Absolutely NHS, down the pan. As much as
and all the millionaires are leaving this country and going to somewhere better. Because why would you pay a premium to live in a toilet?
Bahamas or something.
If you've got a brain.
Or Dubai, like you said, yeah.
So anyway, I've got a plan, and it's well into position. It's well in. It's the balls are rolling. The momentum's with me, and it's happening. Yeah, so
we'll see. But then would that mean I get to fly out to Dubai to interview?
Potentially, you might be flying out to somewhere else. You might be flying out to a Cayman Island. You might be coming to Spain. Ooh. You might be doing a bit of this and a bit of that, a bit of moving and shaking.
Not there's anything wrong with Nottingham, but that does sound a bit more exciting.
I've got 2 ID cards for 2 different countries at the minute. I've got 2 golden visas, and I've got 2 passports.
Oh, nice.
I've got a Polish passport, a British passport.
Have you?
And I've got a gold card for 2 other countries and a green card.
I'm going to Poland tomorrow.
You're going to Poland, are you? Yeah. Beautiful part of the world.
First time out there.
We need to take a leaf out of that Prime Minister's book. That's what we need to do. And put our country first for a change. Okay. That'd be nice. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Not going to happen with Keir Starmer, I don't think, is it? No.
Not going to happen with any of them. No. Whether you've got Labour, whether you've got Conservative, whether you've got the other idiots. Yeah. What's going to change?
Shall we leave on a different note?
Let's leave it on a different note.
Nottingham Forest, great season for them, but unfortunately got beat by Man City at Wembley. So no FA Cup.
What was the score? Was it 1-0?
2-0.
I turned off at 1-0.
Yeah, I didn't get.
I thought we're not pulling this back, but no, they've done really well, and they can concentrate on the Premier League now, or Champions League potentially.
Qualification for the Champions League. What an achievement that would be. Yeah. So
Liverpool won the league now, haven't they?
Yeah.
My driver was on me, come with his Liverpool vest yesterday, showing it.
I don't want to hear about that. Let's go back to boxing.
I don't mind Liverpool though, if I'm honest.
Do you not?
My missus is a Scouser. My late father-in-law, a massive Liverpool fan.
All right, there you go.
I know Tony Bellew is also a Liverpool fan, so it's good for him as well.
We'll leave it there, shall we? Thank you very much.
That's a great note to leave it on. Owen, always a pleasure.
Yeah,
see you next time, man.
Thank you. Stay tuned for the next one.